Okay, Emik, you asked for some honest opinion from a Windows XP user who's used Windows 7, and I hope you'll post this because that's what I want to give you as far as usability. Uh, Windows up until about 3 months ago, Windows XP was my operating system at work, and they the computer was replaced through lifecycle replacement. They gave me a Vista machine. Uh, my computer at home until I downloaded Windows 7 and set it up triple boot was dual boot Linux and Windows XP. Uh, so at home for about a year and a half now, my primary operating system has been Linux. Uh, but as far as comparing Windows 7 and Windows XP, I think that Windows 7, it's looking like Windows 7 is the operating system that Vista should have been. Okay. Uh, as far as differences between Windows XP and Windows 7, yeah, there's a lot of differences. And there is, for anyone who upgrades from XP to Windows 7, or even from XP to Vista, there is going to be a significant learning curve. But as far as Windows 7 goes, I think, after a couple of days, might not even take that long, and you get used to where everything's at, uh, you're not going to have any trouble with it. You'll make the transition just fine. And I honestly don't think that people that Windows 7 or Windows XP users who have held off on upgrading because of all the problems they've heard about with Vista, uh, because of having to learn a new operating system, I don't think that in and of itself is going to make them go to another platform, be it Linux or be it Mac. Because if there's a learning curve involved in moving from Windows XP to Windows 7, there's going to be an even bigger learning curve involved in going to a completely different operating system. So I don't think that's going to stop them. Uh, there will be complaints about Windows 7. There's no doubt about that. Unless Microsoft, keep in mind it's still beta, so all of this is still subject to change. But uh, one of the things that people probably will complain about is that you can't go back to the classic start menu. Uh, Personally, I think that's a good thing. I haven't used the classic start menu since I used Windows NT. Uh, uh, some other things I'm still getting used to. The home networking is different. Uh, Remains to be seen whether that's easier. I don't necessarily like it, but again, something to get used to. The lack of bundled apps. That may be a problem for some people. It's not a problem for me because as a Linux user, I have gotten used to the degree of choice and the flexibility that I have with Linux. Uh, I can, in Linux you can use Firefox, you can use Opera, you can use uh, there's a couple of other browsers, web browsers that you can use. You don't have to come with you don't have to use with what comes with the bundled distro. Uh, Personally, if they could strip Internet Explorer out of Windows 7, I'd love them to see them do that. And the EU may force them to do that anyway. Uh, but I don't think the lack of bundled applications is a problem. And to be honest with you, I downloaded the Windows Live package to play with in Windows 7, and honestly, it's nothing to write home about. I'll tell you, the new version of Windows Movie Maker sucks even worse than the version of Windows Movie Maker that's in Windows XP. Straight up, honest opinion. Uh, but there again, uh, maybe that will when this finally hit, when Windows 7 finally goes to production, and OEMs start selling it with OEM computers, maybe that'll send a message to them. You know, hey, Microsoft is taking the crapware out of its own operating system, so don't bundle any other third-party crapware with it when you sell the final computer. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that is less stuff that you have to spend time uninstalling from it once you get a new computer home. Personally, I think it's a good thing overall. Uh, so as far as uh, changing over from XP to Windows 7, uh, honestly, I think that I I have decided that when Windows 7 hits the market, I will probably go ahead and upgrade, and I hope I'm given the opportunity to upgrade my Windows XP to Windows 7. I hope Microsoft provides an upgrade path for that. As far as paying for a full version of it, doubt if I'm forced to do that, I won't do it. But if they give me an upgrade at a discount, I will. Uh, will I get rid of my Linux partition? No. Uh-uh. Uh, the Linux bug has bitten me hard enough that Windows will never become my primary operating system, uh, or my only operating system. I'll put it that way. Uh, keep it around because there's just some things that Linux can't do that Windows can do. So I'll keep it around for that reason, but that reason alone. I take that back. There's Linux can do anything that Windows can do. It's just a heck of a lot easier in Windows, a lot of it. So I'll put it that way. Uh, so that's sort of my rundown. Yeah, I think not Vista, Windows 7 is a worthy successor to Windows XP. And let's face it, Microsoft would have had to work pretty hard to put out something worse than Vista. Windows 7 is better than Vista. It's a lot better than Vista. I would like to forget that Vista ever happened myself, me and a lot of other people. But anyway, there's my honest assessment, and please, Emik, I know I've been critical of you in the past, but I hope you won't ignore this video just because of that. You asked for an honest assessment. I'm trying to give you an honest assessment. Thanks.